Our team coverage of a significant snowstorm moving into the state continues, and temperatures in the single digits above and below zero as that snow has continued to develop and spread northeastward. It is sticking to area roadways with those colder roadway temperatures out there, and that means some much slower travel as we go through the afternoon and into this evening. Same time, we'll be looking for the snowfall rates to continue to pick up, and some 2-inch plus per hour type snow is going to make for those very trying conditions this afternoon and likely extending through this evening. I think after about midnight tonight, there will be a little bit of a slowdown to those heavier rates. It can't last the whole time. And then tomorrow, we will likely see a steadier light snow and a much lighter version of what we're going to get out there later this afternoon and tonight. You can see that first batch of snow continuing to kind of angle its way northeast. These darker shades here indicating that higher snowfall rate that will continue to build in through the remainder of the afternoon and into tonight. If the snowfall rates are over an inch or two per hour, makes it really difficult for the crews here in the state that have their normal routes to kind of keep up with this. So again, if you absolutely have to travel for a job or otherwise later this afternoon or into this evening, you're certainly going to have to leave yourself a lot of extra time to do so, and a lot of extra patience as well, as those roadways are going to be very slow going. Temperatures likely hovering around in the single digits to lower range of the teens through the remainder of the afternoon and tonight as that snow continues to come down. Futurecast shows, again, kind of the height of this later this afternoon and into this evening, with a lot of areas winding up with well over a foot of accumulation by the time this kind of first phase winds down after midnight tonight. And as you'll notice, back out to the west, an upper level system will come through with kind of a steady, lighter snow for the day tomorrow, with again the colder temperatures in place. So that'll also be sticking to area roadways and kind of adding on several additional inches of snow. A lot of the computer maps that Matt and I have been looking at through as we've gone through the morning have been hinting at well over a foot of snow across most of the state, but it's the finer details region by region, including along the seacoast. Matt is here to talk to us more about a coastal front and what that means.
Yeah, Kevin, southeastern New Hampshire really bears watching later on today as the temperatures try to warm up a little bit this evening, especially near the coast. This is still pretty cold stuff here. We're talking 20s in places like Portsmouth, Hampton, Kensington, but over the interior, still hanging on to this Arctic air mass, and where these two air masses collide, you can sometimes get these enhanced areas of snow, especially just on the colder side of this front. We call this a coastal front, and underneath this band of snow that extends back through southern sections of the Merrimack Valley into parts of Rockingham and southern Strafford counties, there could be snowfall rates on the order of 1, 2, even 3 inches per hour. Notice how the snow really starts to ramp up in this part of the state by 4 or 5 o'clock tonight, where you see this pink color. Those are some intense rates that make it very difficult to be out on the roads traveling around. So this is really when the height of the storm begins, around and just after sunset. Look at the rates in places like Kingston, Salem, Nashua, over 2 inches per hour at times through 6, 7 o'clock tonight. And it's again right in this area of that coastal front. As it starts to collapse back toward the ocean by around 10, 11 o'clock tonight, notice how the snowfall rates really start to subside closer to midnight. With that said, snow will still be accumulating at a pretty good clip, so we are certainly not done with the storm at this point, but it seems like maybe the worst of the conditions are starting to taper by very early tomorrow morning. Of course, the big question everyone wants to know, how much snow are we going to wind up with? We'll go back over to Kevin for more on that.
Yeah, and it is a widespread foot of snow for most. Again, maybe just a little bit less north of the notches, and that zone that you're talking about with the snowfall rates of over 2 inches per hour. Potential is there for an upwards of 18 to even 24 inches of snow. That snow's not going anywhere. It'll compact some because of the fluffy nature of it, but you're talking temperatures about 10 degrees below the average for this time of year all the way through the weekend. We'll be right back.